Okay. Okay. Hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. Everybody, here, I wanted to start on time. We're starting on time. I got to go in the other room and get some water, and then we could begin the thing. Talk amongst yourselves. Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? We can see and hear you. Okay, that's good. Let me move this thing over here. Let me move this thing over here. Can you do me a favor? Can you? I'll tell you in a second, Kerry. Can you do me a favor? What is that? Can you do me a favor? Can you like and can you subscribe if you haven't liked and subscribed? Okay. I'm going to the other room. I'm going into Studio 1 and to get some water. It's set up as a kitchen. Okay. Can you see that? Okay, I just wanted you to see how great looking I am. Hello, Claire C. Hello, Blackadder. Hello, Ruben. Hello, Lauren. I switched off because Chinese Elvis was too effing rude. I never heard of him before. Him on here. I don't know who Lewis was. I did know who I was. Thank you. I mean, you shouldn't say that, but thank you very much. Hello, Kerry. We're going to talk to Kerry. We're going to talk to Lorna. We're going to talk to everybody here. Daryl is here. Steven is here. Joe. Kermit is here. Lorna, as I said. Alex. I mean, he's got an. I don't know what to do. He does like me. But you can't. You know what it is. And then he goes on my. He is a friend of mine. I've known him for 15 years probably, from school. What do we? Oh, okay. Hello. I'm putting this on. Okay, there we go. Thank you for reminding me. Let's get all the chat. We'll get all the live chat. Everybody who's here. That's basically the same now. I don't know why it's not any different. I got the same people. The same people. We got 31 viewers. Thank you very much for coming. I mean, this is what happens to me. I want to discuss. Maybe do you guys have this problem? I always think, like I tried to say, that somebody is always out to get me, kind of. And that's what I thought. I thought he was out to get me by coming in late. I mean, 20 minutes late, it doesn't seem like much, but when you got an hour show, to come in 20 minutes late, and, when things are planned, whatever, that wasn't going that well yesterday. What was yesterday? Saturday. I was so exhausted. I don't even know why I was that exhausted, but I was like, so exhausted. So he comes in late. I didn't even know. Lud is here. Lewis, the word of the street is that you're hunk of burning love. Is that true? I mean, I'd like to be that. Thank you very much, Kermit. Yeah, I'd like to be hunk of burning love. I want to be a cult leader. I'm 68 years old. I look pretty good. Look at how good I look. Let's be honest. I don't do any exercise at all. I went into the park today. Can you see that? 77. Look at that. There's like nothing there. I remember you can't pinch an inch. Remember they say can't pinch an inch. I mean, there's skin. Of course there's skin. This is what happens when you get old. Wait 1 second. I got to close the door because my because my son is here. It's Sunday. I'm not that prepared. Anyway, the point is, I'm 68 years old. I don't have many, I don't even know who's going to want to have sex with a 70-year-old. Who's going to want to have sex with a 68-year-old? I don't even want to do it. But the point is, that's what it is. I am a cult leader, says Warmelian. We are your disciples. You will be the slimmest, sexiest cult in the UK. I'd like that. I mean, it's not going to be that great, but I want to be as best as I can for everybody. So am I, I mean, what does it mean, really? What does it mean? I mean, I'm not that kind of person, though. I hope not as I am a true fan of Elvis Presley. Well, he died at 44. I think he was 44, and that's quite young. I remember 2017 he died. How old was I? Not 2017. 1977, he died. How old was I in 1977? 20 years old. Maybe I was 20 years old then. That's so long ago. It's absolutely so long. Vatanai Music says, I felt that the interaction between you and Paul was a bit disagreeable. I felt it too. I wanted him I don't know what I wanted him to do. All he needs to do with me, and this is all you need to do. And you know who does it the best? Who does it the best? I don't want to say that. I don't want to mention any particular girl's name, but where you just say, Lewis, it's all right. You're fantastic. It's all right. I'm so sorry. An 88-year-old would do you. Yeah, I would do an 88-year-old too, probably. Anyway, the point is, all he needed to say to me was, I didn't realize you're so mental. He was 42, says Lorna. Yeah, he was 42. Okay. So he was 22 years older than I am. Anyway, I just wanted him to say, you're mental, Lewis, because I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought you knew that I was coming. I had to eat something. I'm really apologizing. I'm not going to do it again. But he does it all the time. Maybe that's why I'm always thinking to myself, it's horrible. Maltese Phil is here. Well, I saw you there. Maltese Phil is here. And that's what I wanted him to say. And I just thought, and a lot of times when you talk to people, you could talk to me, and you could talk to people, you can say to them, what can you say to them? You say to them, you just want to talk to them. You want to say, listen, I'm really upset. And next thing you know, he's telling me what a horrible human being I am, how the show is horrible, how my own son thinks I'm horrible, how I was demonetized, and that I don't listen to him. Yeah, that's what he said. He said I was horrible. And he mentioned my son multiple times, that my son agrees with me, even though maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But who needs to know that my son thinks I'd like to not be demonetized, but I'm demonetized. I feel like it's a scar on me that I'm demonetized, but I also feel like it's a blessing that YouTube knows what I am saying. Could be considered important. Screw disabled people. That's what I want to say. Screw disabled. I'm disabled. I'm mentally disabled. Yeah, mentally disabled. Okay? How old was, is that 44? Is that for Elvis, or is it 44? He was rude to Lewis's friend, and then he said he doesn't care about you. Okay, maybe he doesn't. I don't care about you. I'm Lewis Schaffer. I'm an internationally famous comedy celebrity from the TV. Of course I don't care about you. I'm so much better than you. I'm so much better than everybody. But I try to hide that. I try to lie to... No one needs to know that I think that. No one needs to know that I think I'm so much better than you. No one needs to know. No one needs to know that even might be a joke. It might be true, might be a joke. But you still got to be nice to people in this world. You got to be nice to Lewis Schaffer, who's organizing this show. I'm the organizer. Elvis was 42, says Lorna. because I'm organizing it. So just be nice to me. Why can't you be nice to me? But he goes online. Did you see what he wrote online? Did you see what he wrote? I don't know what he wrote online. What did he write online? He wrote something yesterday online. Yesterday. Let's just see if I can find it from yesterday. Okay, because so I can read it. I can read it. So I can read it. Let me see what he wrote yesterday. Did you see the picture, the little picture that I had put up? Just a million. Okay, let's go. He said this, as I point out to Lewis on this show, this is what he writes on my stream, on this stream, on your stream. As I point out to Lewis on this show, he has become irrational recently. I think I've always been irrational. But maybe I am. Maybe I've become irrational. Maybe I'm not as interesting as I used to be. That's the horrible thing. My other friend, Russ, he sent me a picture of Clint Eastwood being old. Did you see the picture of Clint Eastwood being old? And he's being led around, 95 years old, whatever. Clint Eastwood. And it was horrible because it was Clint Eastwood. It was Clint Eastwood. So everybody gets irrational as we get older. And 68 is approaching old. I'm approaching old. Okay? Changing your personality is a symptom of stroke. He's accusing me of having a stroke. He had a stroke on the earlier broadcast of this show. That is actually not true. That's not true because I went to the doctor and the doctor said there was no sign of a stroke. I was just very, very exhausted. And it was a very stressful thing. Doing this show is very stressful. We're going to talk to everybody. Don't worry. Everybody's good. And so it's very stressful. It is stressful. And is it a coincidence that since he has gone weird and, as I say to him, has lost his shit? Okay? Yeah. Yeah, but there's a way of saying it and a way of not saying it. I'm not even mad at Paul. I have very... Paul should be my best friend. He should be my best friend. But he says bad things about me. He says bad things to you people. I don't want him coming here and saying bad things to you people. Okay? Can you do me a favor while we're doing this right now? While we start the show, can you give the thumbs up? The thumbs up on the show. That is, you go down and you see it says Lewis Schaffer, 1,000 subscribers. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Please press the thumbs up. 18. That's good. We got 18 people. You could share this to somebody. Save it, clip it. Let's see what other things you have. Report, don't report it. But, 19. That's very, very good. Clint Eastwood was old in the 80s. Well, let's say 40, the 80s is 40 years ago, which means he was 55 years old. That's pretty old. That's pretty old. So that's what I'm saying about this, is that, I'm mad at him. I'm mad at him because I want to be his friend. I want to be his friend. I don't want to be, told off by somebody. He's coming in late. Why did he come in late? Because we rearranged the date a few times. And then I realized I had Liz Bentley coming in. And I like Liz Bentley, as you could probably tell, but I like Liz Bentley. I like Liz Bentley as a guest and as a woman and as a person. I'm sorry if I like Liz Bentley, okay? If I like Liz Bentley. But, so she comes in late. So I had to say to Paul, don't come in tomorrow. I said, come in tomorrow. And then I said to Paul, don't come in tomorrow. Don't come in tomorrow. Yeah, he wrote that, Joe. He wrote that. He says, basically, I've had a stroke. I've had a stroke. I've had a number of strokes. I've had strokes. How big a stroke? I don't know. But I didn't have a stroke that day. It seemed like I had a stroke. I collapsed in dizziness. Does it seem like I've had a stroke? It might. I've had high blood pressure forever. 25 likes. That's really brilliant. Yeah. So why does he have to say that to me? Why can't he say, wow, I'm really sorry. I love Lewis. That's what people do in Hollywood. But that's why Paul is not let me rephrase this. That's why I'm not a success. Because I went in and I said, I cannot work with that guy anymore. Not Paul, another guy. You know the guy that I'm talking about. I don't want to mention his name. Mel Brooks is 99, says Russ. Yeah, that's so old. Anyway, so I walk in and I tell him, I can't work with that guy. He makes me feel bad. And you can't say that. You can't say that in this world. We've got to love each other. I try to love everybody here, and most of the people here I have no problems with, but sometimes we get a new person, and I don't know whether they're kidding or trying to make jokes or that they're trolling me and mad at me because I made a joke about disabled people rap back in the day. Do you remember that? That was so long ago. Or because maybe they don't like me because I'm like from America or whatever it is, or a Jew, whatever they don't like me at. But we have to be nice to people. Right. We have to be nice to people. So this has not happened with Paul. This is not the first time. This has happened before. If you remember that show, I think it was maybe the first show, and I was trying to, maybe the second show, maybe the I don't know, trying to get the sound on. Do you remember that? And I couldn't get the sound on. Here is the microphone right here. There's the microphone. Can you see? Can you see how thin I am? Look at how beautiful that is. Look at how amazing that is. I'm so pleased with myself. Let's all be as thin. Let's all be thin and beautiful, and it's so important. Anyway. So, I'm losing my head. Do you mind? Do you mind? I'll put it there. Okay. You can't see the microphone. Where's the microphone? There's the microphone. And what was I saying? Paul, and and I couldn't get the sound to work. And it could have been so funny. But I'm not blaming the lack of funniness on him because I thought it was really brilliant that it was like an hour show with no sound. It was like beautiful Rose, my ex-girlfriend. She used to make a joke. Remember that joke? Is it working? Is it work? You know, like fake Jewish voice. It was so funny. It was so funny. I should play it. Maybe you can Google it or something. And that's what it was like. It was like some old couple. It was just me. An old people couldn't get this craziness to work. And this is so difficult to work. So difficult to work. And Clint Eastwood, according to Steven, says Clint doesn't give an F. Yeah, he doesn't care. He's just happy to be alive, so he doesn't look as good. You know what it is? It's like all those, like, who was the woman? What was her name? What was the actress from the 1930s, 20s, German? Not Zsa Zsa Gabor, the other one. Not the other one. She was like a big actress, and she just disappeared because she got old and ugly. But we all get old and ugly, basically. We all get old and ugly. And that's what can happen. That's what can happen. So that's what I'm saying about Paul. Am I going overboard? I wish he was nicer to me. I wish I could tell him, be nicer to me without him going crazy on me. What's going on here? What's happening with our thing here, our stream? I can't refresh the chat. Is this not working? Oh, there you go. Okay. Leanne is here. Hello, beautiful Leanne. Hello, lovely. We'll be watching on my TV, but can't interact for the next hour. We'll be keeping my eyes, though. Thank you very much. It's very obvious. This is what Girl from Mars says, why I have high blood pressure. Yeah, I got worked up over shit. Did you see me yesterday? I was worked up. I get so worked up. And maybe if you could say, Lewis, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. We have a great show. You've got a great show. Look at all the people who are watching this. How many people are watching this? 40? 40 people watching this? Let's see how many people are watching this. How many people are watching this? 40 people are watching this. How lovely is that? How lovely is that? They're all watching. Instead, anyway, speaking of it as a disabled person, I don't care what you think. There was nothing I could do about it anyway. Yeah, there is nothing. Or you could say, Lewis, you know that when you say stuff like that, it bothers them. And I'd apologize because I'm not here to bother people. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm here to bother people, and this is what I do. I mean, also, I don't think I'm a great big star. I don't think I'm a great big star. You know, I don't think I'm better than the people who watch this show. Do you think that I think that I'm better than you? I don't think that. I want this to be as interesting as possible to you. And if it's not interesting from me, I want you to find each other interesting. I want you to find this a safe space for you, Kerry and Claire and Alan. And, you know, I want you to find it to be a safe space. A safe space. And Lorna, Marlena Dietrich, exactly, ended up stinky and unwashed. Yeah, because she didn't go outside. You need to go out. Well, maybe that's happened to me. Am I stinky and unwashed? Has Trump successfully negotiated hostage returns today? Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's not going to end the war, but it is something. It is, I don't know if it is something. It is something. I mean, what bothers the Dems is that Donald Trump is so great. It was much better than you thought he was going to be. You thought he was going to be totally incompetent. And I'm almost glad that the middle section of Joe Biden being president was there to make people appreciate it. Anyway, so as Joe says, it was one of my classic iconic streams. What stream was that? What stream was that? Yeah, I got, more female guests. I think Cressida can come on and talk about her situation. I don't know. She told me a personal thing, and I don't want to. She's lovely, Cressida. She's lovely, Cressida. She's got a boyfriend. So don't go say, Lewis, you and Cressida. No, she's got a boyfriend. She's got a boyfriend. And this is the thing. She's got a boyfriend. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Blackadder, don't worry about him, Lewis. He's a showman from the looks of it. They rarely make good friends, laugh out loud. Give not a cent for whomever people may not like. Don't care. Yeah, that's true. Okay, don't care. I mean, and I know because I get so involved. I've got somebody here talking, and I want. The Jedster, very funny. I'm not going to mention so-and-so has been booked in for next Friday's show for a more convivial chat. Yes, it could have been more convivial. He might even apologize. He probably wouldn't apologize. Well, in a similar situation, he's like that. He's not going to apologize. I apologize to him because it was me who was all upset about him being late, and I should not have been upset. I see you says, I once declined a candidate for a post because I knew she was never on time for anything. Tardiness is not a good look. It's not even a good look. It's bad. Tardiness is so bad. It's basically saying I've got something more important than you every single time. If you're late once and you have a really good excuse and you maybe left early and it wasn't the leaving enough times, yes. Columbo was still a cop when Peter Falk was about 88. That's not true, Alan Williams. How old was Columbo when he last did his cop thing? He also, I don't know. He had major problems with the studio because he was Columbo and they couldn't do that show without him. And I'm not saying he bullied the people, but there was a lot of negative feelings between the two of them. So let's take a little vote right now. Thank you, Ruben. Let's take a little vote right now about this, and then we'll put it to rest. And then we'll talk about Donald Trump. We'll talk about Donald Trump if you want to. We'll talk about something else. Donald Trump. I see you, Kerry. He's not a favorite of mine, however. He's brilliant mind, 5D chess sort of mind. Who is that you're talking about? We are here for a reason, not just you, Lewis. The chatters are great, decent people. Yes, and that's great. And if it's great, and I'm playing my part in this as best as I can, and you guys have to play your part in this thing. And I hope we'll all get together and see each other and be nice. He is Claire sees love. That's right. He always gives credit where credit is due. Is that you're talking about me? Or is it Donald Trump? he does give a lot of credit. He does give credit. I mean, you could learn a lot from Donald Trump. I remember watching him back in the day when we thought he was real, and he was a fraud. Fraud is too strong a word. I don't mean a fraud. He was pretending to be something. He was like trying out himself on the world. And then, like him running for office, he must have, he said he wanted to be president years and years and years ago. Years and years. Columbo was 76 when his final series came out in 2003, I think. That's pretty old. Falk had a serious drink issue. Is that right? Is that right? And he lost his eye. He was missing his eye. That's traumatic. Just have one eye. It's hard even getting used to that. Can you try that at home? It's just a weird feeling. It's just a weird feeling to have one eye. Who is Zingo? Where is Zingo? That's right. Zingo was here. We've lost some people and gained some people. We've lost some people. Cressida was on Saturday 5. Yeah, okay, that's brilliant. Claire says, I love Cressida. Yeah, Cressida is like just such a great girl. I love Columbo. I was like 15 years old when maybe I was 13, when the first Columbo thing came out. I could never tell which eye was missing. Well, maybe you're right, because you got one eye this way, one eye this way. I went to the museum of what's the museum on across from Houston? The Welcome Museum. The Welcome Museum. Alex, that's 44 for what? The Welcome Museum. And I went to the Welcome Museum, and they had a collection. This old guy collected hundreds of glass eyes, and they were proper scary. They were really scary. Having one eye is awkward. I tried it for 6 months or so. I wasn't a fan. Yeah, it's really bad having one eye. Okay, Alan Williams, there should be a folk song for women somewhere. If you want to get a house, get a boyfriend. Get a husband, yeah, probably right. Or get a husband, maybe not a boyfriend. If you have a boyfriend, he's not going to buy you a house. If you have a husband, you'll get the house when you divorce him. My grandma loved Columbo. Yeah, my mother was like, yeah, that old. And my son loves him too. Big age difference. Yeah, I watched that program. Have you seen that program? My stomach is sticking out. That program, which basically analyzed every single show and showed who the actors were and showed what episodes the actors were in and who wrote the show. And it was an hour-long show, and it had all the bits and pieces, and it showed where they filmed it. And is that building still there? And it was really brilliant. I should find that out. Can you give me a second, and I'll find it out. I'll find that out. Columbo episode. Episodes recap. I think that it's not called that. I don't remember what it's called. It's not called that. It's called I don't remember what it's called. It was so nice. This woman makes it, and she's got such a pleasant voice. I can't find it. Look at that. I can't find it. I'm going to find it. Anybody have an idea? What is the thing called? Columbo episodes, recaps, Jack Cassidy. I forget what it's. Watch It for Days, it could be. I think that's what it is watch it for days. Watch it for days. Are you guys familiar with that? Watch it for days. Steven says, I still watch Columbo. It's watching the rollback, solving the crime when you know who did it at the start. It's not a who done it. It's a this guy done it. Yeah. That's what made it so good. You know who did it. And you can see the guy lying about it. And you think, could you lie? Could you lie about it? I can't lie. That's why I'm not a cheater, too much of a cheater, because I can't lie. If someone says to me, did you do it? I go, I did it. I did it, just because I'd be thinking about it. Donald J. Trump came to the top of the cadre at his military school. He's certainly no fool. I love him to bits, says Ruben. Is that true? Did he come on top? Why was he sent to a military school by his dad? Why was he sent away? Pics any good? That's something else. That's something else. But my grandma. Okay, so let's get back on track. This thing is falling. Is it falling behind? I hope it's not falling behind. It's falling behind. But Colombo, those Colombos were like amazing, and that's when, it's like when L.A. was L.A. and I moved to L.A. It was like L.A. I was in L.A. in the 1980s too, and it was like L.A. I mean, things changed. That's what's so sad. But L.A. it was just big cars, and it was like bright sunshine, and it was long vistas. I used to look up in the distance were the mountains, and the streets were so wide. And I used to go over to the hot dog stand, which was in the shape of a hot dog, and it was like amazing. Let's get back on track. I'm not sure Lewis is ever on any track. That's also my problem. I'm not on any track. That is so true. I see you. I'm not, back to my main point. What's the point? I don't know what the point is. I've got a short attention span. I'm sorry. I have a short attention span. Kerry says she doesn't know a single thing about Colombo. I mean, he was a guy, and I think we all liked him for this reason. Let's get back, talk about why we like Colombo. Because he came across as a loser, as an idiot, as someone who couldn't solve the crime. And slowly, the killer sort of realizes, wait a second, this guy's got my number. And it bothers him. And the killer calls up the office of the police and says, can you get this guy off my case? And I'm going to start to cry. It's such a beautiful story. Isn't it a beautiful story? The killer, okay, calls the police lieutenant, because he's high up. And he says, what are you doing sending this guy for me? We'll never solve this crime, because he's a liar. Because he killed his wife for his business partner, whatever he did. He killed his wife. And and in the story, that once the killer does that, he's alerted the police department that's the man, because they know that Colombo is the man. Colombo is the man. Yeah. This is really going to show my age, but I have no clue who this guy is. Colombo, as far as I know, is an Italian crime family. Yeah, that's Colombo. But the TV show, I guess you don't know. It's like me when I don't know what a fact, what is that? A fact hunt is? And you're mad I'm going there. What is a fact hunt? What is a fact hunt? And I don't know anything about it. So, Vat and I, that's all right. We're all not supposed to know. He was a cop who drove an old bad car, and he'd wear an old, what do you call those kind of jackets? A trench coat. And he was a mess. And he always seemed like he didn't know anything. And he was always fawning over the guy who lost his wife. Fawning. And he seemed like such a loser. But maybe he wasn't a loser. Maybe he wasn't. And that's what we'd like to believe about ourselves. You think I'm a loser. You think I've had 3 strokes or whatever I have. Maybe I have. But maybe you're, you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. Yeah, you love the old Colombos. They were amazing. My favorite Colombo was 3 eyes are better than 1. Yeah, because I don't remember what was that from? My son is only 37, and he watched it years ago. Well, yeah, you've got to go back in time, and that's the problem with the TV today. There's too much stuff to watch. I got pulled over by the police for having a Union flag fusion on my parcel shelf. He said it obstructed my rear view. I did a Columbo and pretended to be dim. Yeah, well, that's what he does. I don't know whether, he pretends to be dim. That's what we all need to do in life. He's like a master salesman. I remember because I was taking sales courses a few years later. They said, be like Columbo. Don't pretend like you know it all. You're smarter than everybody. That's so arrogant. Lud says, and I love Lud. You know my feelings about Lud. Okay, everyone underestimated Columbo, the haphazard, disheveled, scruffy detective. They dismissed him at first, but he nails them. He nails them. And everybody knew he was the top guy. They knew he was the top guy after a while. You knew it. The earlier ones. Are you saying you need to watch Columbo, Lucy? Because the early ones were amazing, and they were like mini films. And what's great about this show did I mention the show's name that I used to watch? Is this it? Is this it? Let me see if I can play it. I'm going to be quiet. Can you hear it? No, it's not working. Watch it. Is it called Watch It for Days? Watch It for Days. I mean, it was great. He had a nice head of hair. And it had all those 1950s things. It was so good. Okay. It was so good. I mean, you got pulled over by the police, I see you, because you had a British flag. A British flag. Columbo is about the only American TV cop show who doesn't have a dead wife. Is that right? He was so in love with his wife. And then they did a show with her, and I don't think it was that successful. Indeed, but it's not. Indeed, it's not. Indeed, it's not. But years pass and the media changed. Don't forget, I'm Balkan, and we did not really share television with the U.S. that much. What does that mean, Balkan? Okay, Lucy, it sounds tempting. I'll give it a go. I think you should. I think it's of a certain time. There's a bit of unreality about it because it's American TV, and they had so much money. It was so unlike British TV. British TV was dark and had you couldn't see anything because of the shadows. Kojak was popular too. He shouted a lot and used New York slang. Yeah, they spent a little bit of money on those shows. I grew up there. I grew up in TV in the 1970s. I don't watch any TV now. Who watches TV? It was a New York thing. It was a New York thing. British flag cushion in my British red Mini. I suspect they were hoping I'd be a loudmouth. Just pretend to be thick. Yeah, that's what you got to do. Well, I was watching a video today about cops stopping a guy filming in Peckham. And the cops are asking, why are you filming? Why are you filming? It says it's a public sidewalk. Am I not allowed to film here? Am I not allowed to film? And then they eventually arrested him. I hope the guy gets sued if they can, if the judges will let him get away with. We have to. I mean, not that you can sue people after a while. The courts are in the hands of the horrible conservative, neo, whatever it is. The Muslims, the labor world team worlders. That's where they are. But that was really great. Okay, we've spoken about that too. Didn't Gary Oldman do a UK version recently? Prince William apparently loved it. He probably didn't. Prince William pretends that he's like a real person, and he's not a real person. I don't think he's a real person. The Uniparty, exactly right. The Uniparty. Who's in charge of the police and in charge of the court system. Just horrible. Anyway, Lucy says hello to Claire. You need to educate. Did you watch Blackadder? Okay. Did you watch Blackadder? I saw Telly Savalas crossing the road in Knightsbridge years ago. I had to stop myself approaching him. Laugh out loud, says Joe. Well, that's so British. It's so British. They want to go. What would you say to Telly Savalas? You'd say, love you on the TV. We miss you. Please come back. And wave hello. That happens to me all the time. It's very scary when people come, especially when people in England come up to you. Then you know. So that's a bit scary. The best Columbo ever, says Warmelian, was the one where he cooks the guilty chef. When the chef tries Columbo's cooking, he's asked how it is. He says, "Detective, I wish you would become a chef," before he's arrested. That's so funny. That is funny. It was funny. It was funny. And it was all written by different people. That's the thing about the American TV programs versus British TV programs. In British TV programs, they have Graham Linehan writing all the episodes, where in this thing, they had multiple writers because they were like writing films. So you couldn't have one person write every episode. You have to write an episode every 2 weeks, and they'd be pretty poor. Blackadder says, I did. I wouldn't dare pretend. I discovered many old goodies when I moved here, like Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie's shows, but I still have some ways to go. There's a lot of old TV programs. Don't feel bad, Blackadder. Of course you're gonna miss some of them. Prince William never protested when the police kicked the homeless off the streets on his wedding carriage route. Why should the homeless people be living on the street? That's not their home. Go find a home. I'm sorry, that sounds bad. Lewis, I also saw Anthony Hopkins, but some people don't want to be approached and didn't want to look, and you didn't want to look stalky, laugh out loud. Yeah. I mean, I guarantee you some people recognize me, from GB News. The other day somebody said something and it was nice. Actually, I don't like it all that much. Not that I'm you don't know. You don't know why people are looking at you. It could be the husband of a... Anyway, I once saw Patrick Duffy, yes, Bobby from Dallas, Russ, walking down Charing Cross Road. It was 25 years ago, and he was doing stage work. Well, they got to walk outside. I once saw, sitting in the sun in New York, sunbathing himself, Roy Scheider. He was doing a play or a movie or something like that. Who else have seen famous people? Let's talk about famous people. Starsky and Hutch was so cool, and then his wife got supposedly AIDS and then died. That's like really a tragedy, really. That's like a tragedy. She probably poisoned by AZT or whatever, however they poison people who got AIDS. So not approaching is the correct protocol? I don't think it is. I think if you go over to them and say, I love you, you're great. Maybe not today because people are so afraid, But then again, if he didn't want to be recognized, he could be wearing sunglasses, he could be having a hoodie on, something. I don't know. What do you think? I'm not sure. Tusi. I love Tusi, Ruben. I'm a big fan of Tusi. He's the Iranian guy. GB News is boring. It's boring now. Beverly Turner and Ben Leo need to get back. That American show is boring. Well, they haven't asked me to be on it. They haven't. Quincy Emmy, yeah, remember him. These were big shows, Quincy, medical examiner. Yeah. That Maher Tusi guy, he's a Christian. He's not a Muslim. And Iran is made up of lots of different kinds of people. And then the Iranians took over. And they were like not nice to people. And they killed thousands of, socialists. I mean, serves them right. I don't support that. But Lewis sat behind Richard Harris in a pub in Knightsbridge. He was quite pissed, so I thought it best not to go over. Well, is that news? He seems like a guy who drank a lot. Richard Harris. MacArthur's Park is melting in the dark. All the sweet cream icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can take it. What about Ironside? Was great. That was another one. That was because he looked like my dad. What's his name? Raymond Burr. He looked like my dad. Lucy said, I saw Stephen Nolan in the cafe in Belfast. Beat that. Well, I saw the other Irish guy. I forgot what the other Irish guy's in a cafe in East Dulwich. He lived right around here. He had his kids. What was the other guy's name? There's another Irish guy who was around at the time. Not Stephen Nolan. Can we remember his name? I saw Lewis Schaffer twice, once at Free Speech Nation and once at Comedy Unleashed. I had a hug both times. Thank you, Daryl. Did you enjoy that? Let's have a hug again. That's really nice. It's nice to hear that. It's nice. There's nothing worse than saying, I saw him and he was a twat. He was a twat. He was a twat. Music David Soul ended up living in London for 30 years and just lived a normal life. When he went down to the shops, nobody knew who he was. Well, that's also sad because he was probably 30 when he did that. When he did what would he do? What was the film? What was the TV show called with David Soul? And now he's 60, and I've lost my looks. Do I still look like Lewis Schaffer? I used to wear glasses. This is what Lewis Schaffer used to look like. I'm not even sure I used to look like that. I used to wear glasses. No, you can name drop. I met Frank Sinatra in the Fado Club in Lisbon, Lucy said. Really? Frank Sinatra? That's incredible. How did he look? Was he short? Did he look like manly? Did he look good? You know what? He had a reputation, but he could have been a nice guy. Frank Sinatra. Was he nice to you? I had a huge hug from Lewis Schaffer at the Comedy Club. I love hearing that. That's so nice, Caroline Cooper. I want to do more gigs and give you hugs. And then, I always say, I want pictures taken of us. I want to be... That's why I'm doing this now. I want to be liked and appreciated. So when you say that happened, they don't call me either. People don't call me. I don't know why they don't call me. Maybe they think I've left the country. Maybe they don't want me. Why don't people call me? Do you think I'm all done? Do you think I'm all nut? My niece made our king a cup of tea. Our king. He's not your king. I'm sorry. He's not your king. Is he your king? Lorna. I would love to go one of your gigs, Lewis. Yeah. I used to be so funny. Maybe not that funny. Kind of a bit like this. But I'm in the room. And when I see people's faces, I'm reminded of jokes. And we're all having a laugh and you can see it happen. Let's see what you're saying. I saw Lewis at the MAGA night in London and shook his hand. Been a massive fan ever since. That's even nicer because that was just so recent. That is really great. Blackadder. I know, yeah, that's really good. Lewis. I'm collecting Lewis Schaffer hugs. 2 hugs at the up. That's what Claire C says. 2 hugs at the UK UTK March. Yeah. I would love to go to one of your gigs. Yeah, you can come to my house and we could do a gig. I would love that too. I've got a pic also with Paul and Mark Dolan. That's really brilliant. So Lucy says, I see you, not bad. What is that in reference to? I don't know. Frank was with family. Fado clubs are Portuguese things. They asked him to sing. He declined. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. He could have come up and said something, maybe. It's like that absolutely famous joke with Don Rickles and Frank Sinatra. Do you know that one with Don Rickles? I was introduced to Larry Adler. That's an old reference. I'd never heard of him. My parents had. Larry Adler is from the 1950s or something. Caroline Cooper. Prince William also came to the school to play football. Okay. He had 2 guys with him. They were trying not to look like policemen, even though they obviously were. Well, you got to protect, if he's going to pretend to be the king, that, is he the king now? Frank Sinatra is a great comic, yes. Frank Sinatra, yes. Do you remember him? He's been on my radio show a lot of times. I would say he's a friend of mine. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. Maybe I should call him up here and have him come on here. He's been on my radio show. Backyard Comedy Club says Lud is a great venue. It really is. It's on like every Tuesday or every Tuesday. It's really brilliant. It's really, really brilliant. Really, really brilliant. Lucy's laughing at Joodles, what Joodles says, but I don't see what Joodles said. Maybe it's the top chat or something. How did I lose the top chat? I'm losing the chat. The other Irish guy, says Joodles, because there are two. You're gonna make me have to Google it, but it'd be better if you guys Googled it if you were at home. I'm gonna look it up here. Irish actors 2010s. I'm going to put that, see if I can find it, because you guys haven't looked for it. Northern okay, looking. Then not him. Him could be him. No, not him. They do something weird. They make it go fast at the end. Hold on a second. I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you who the name of it is. I'm sorry if this is not interesting. I'm sorry if it's not interesting. I can't tell. Okay, I'm going to look here. Hold on. There you go. That's who I think it is. James Nesbitt. You know that guy. James Nesbitt. Okay. Nesbitt. Okay. We've lost a few of the things here because you made me look. James Nesbitt. Did any of you write that? It can't be hard to Google, the only other Irish guy. But do you remember James Nesbitt? Lucy's laughing at Joodles, but can you mention... Yeah, I mentioned James Nesbitt. 25 years ago, I was in Tottenham Pub, Oxford Street. I know that pub. Yes, Oxford Street. And Brian Blessing was in there, and he was on his own and wearing dirty clothes and was drunk eventually. He was only talking to himself and was dribbling. Bly and blessed. Yeah, well, we're humans. I mean, I'm a bad guy myself. I've made girls cry. I don't mean to make girls cry. I had a fight with Bill Oddie over the last vegetarian pasty. Is it pasty or pasty? At Gatwood Airport. I wasn't even a vegetarian, says ICU. So you fought over... Was he a vegetarian? Brian Blessed was from Doncaster. Jeremy Clarkson and Dame Diana Rigg were from Doncaster. Is that true? Yeah, let's see. There is a risk that heroes don't live up to expectations in the flesh. What would Lewis look like in the flesh? Maybe I'd be really fat. How about that? Maybe I'd have all the diseases I think I've cured. I don't know where he was, where Nesbitt is. What was the guy's name? Nesbitt. What is the guy? Let me Google what he was in. Nesbitt. James Nesbitt. Okay. I remember when he was young. I mean, it was 20 years ago. Let's see what it was. He's 50. Oh my God, he's so young. He was born in 1965. So 20 years ago, he would have been 40. He's from Northern Ireland. Let's see what he was in. I never really watched anything that he was in. Let's see if there's a discography. We'll look on the discography. Discography. Cold Feet, could have been in Cold Feet. That was quite popular. Bloody Sunday. But he was from Northern. There he was. There he was. He looks great with short hair here. Wall of Silence, 2004. I mean, I was a nobody then. I was barely doing comedy. I was a nobody. Anyway, I wish Gordon was alive, my late husband's name. Yeah, that's sad when someone you love. Summon the voice. See, there we go. So everything is of interest, just like if you notice that it's not worth noticing. Yeah, it means it was worth noticing. That's right. Yeah, that's what it is. Lewis would be exactly as he is, only more talkative. Perhaps I would be. Yes, I would be, because I'd have something to say. We'd have something to say to each other. I'm pretty much, people have, this is what I consider a compliment. When people say to me, Lewis, you're exactly like I imagined you being. To me, that's a compliment. You don't, like, especially on stage doing stand-up comedy, it's really hard. It's not that it's really hard to be myself, but I don't want to be known as a phony. I want to be known as me. So that's a real compliment. And I think you'll see that. You'll say, oh my God, you're Lewis Schaffer. You're Lewis Schaffer. James Nesbitt has a wig or a transplant. Did you Northern Irish girls, including Judels and Lucy, did you know who James Nesbitt was? Did you know that? I'm not sure he's even much of a fan, Alan. If he doesn't already know the score. I know the score. I checked on the score. I'm not that much of a fan. You know, I mean, I've been kind of a fan. After a while, you have to be born a fan. It's like being Jewish, being a fan of your football team. You have to be born. You have to feel the pain of losing all those years, or the joy of winning all those years, or the joy of facing your natural enemy, or getting punched because you go up to leads, or punching someone because you go down to whatchamacallit. Yes, Lewis, we all know who Jimmy Nesbitt is at home. Okay, well, there you go. Well, congratulations. But thank you for mentioning him. Fireworks here last night. Morons. More money than sense, as I see you. Something not right about people setting off fireworks in their garden on a council estate. I suppose it's one up from a hot tub swing. What is a hot tub swing? Is that something I should be laughing at? Hot tub swing. Is that like some kind of sex act? Vantanai says, I hate James Nesbitt. Actually, I think I hate everybody who is a celebrity, who's not on this show. Yeah. Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. It's really, that's one thing about being a minor celebrity like me. I've met all these people, in a way. It's one thing about being old. I've met all these people. What is Carolyn Cooper? Can someone explain what a hot tub swing is? So I'm not like, you're not going to laugh at me. I'm going to have to look it up. What a hot tub swing. I put a question mark there. People ask, hot tub swing, laughter, lifter for sale, adjustable seat. Is it a sex thing? Maybe Lucy can laugh at me here. Is hot tub a sex thing? Swingers and hot tubs? I mean, I think a hot tub is like gross. Nothing personal is gross. Okay. He is the second guy to get a hair. He was the second guy to get a hair transplant after Ross Abbott. I asked Russ Abbott. I asked that about that once. What an atmosphere. Yeah, you can say it. You can say it. You can't say, have you had a hair transplant? It's not right. Yeah, yes, Judels, I'm asking that question. Fireworks look nice, but I get bored about halfway through a display. That's true, Claire says. It's boring, but it is sort of interesting. If people thought I was exactly how they expected me to be, that wouldn't be a compliment. That is true too. I would like people to say, wow, you look so much better in real life. Oh my God, you're tall. Whatever it is, I want them to say that. Did anyone see Joe Hart become a studio pundit last night? Hands transplant. Joe Hart has a lot of hair. Well, remember, it's a bad thing if you lose your hair. Isn't it a bad trend? Let me see. Joe Hart hair transplant. That's number one. Yeah, it's really sad. It's really, at least in these pictures, he's really sad. I mean, I don't see the video from last night. Tell me what happened to Joe Hart is the question. That's really what happened. Leo's got a good head of hair. Well, he's also advertised that he had a hair transplant. He's been down to Turkey to have it done. I understand the joke, Ray Russ Abbott. I don't understand the joke, Ray Russ Abbott. I have to Google it. Why should I Google it? You should explain it to me. That's part of telling a joke. Who is Russ Abbott? Isn't he the Australian Prime Minister? He is Formian Lyle, champion Lyle, braced for emotional final appearance. He's a golfer? Is he a golfer? Russ Abbott. Oh, he's got his hair, big yellow hair on his head. Oh, I see what it is. I see. Okay. I'm going to take a 2-minute break. It's going to be chair time. Everybody, can you do me a favor? Can you go to Discord or be prepared to go to Discord? Can you like the thing? That's the thumbs up on the screen next to Lewis Schaffer, 1100. Can you subscribe? Which is, okay. Can you go to Patreon or PayPal and send me a couple of bucks? Can you go to Ko-fi.com/Lewis Schaffer? He was a TV comedian in the 80s. He had a show with Les Dennis. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. So let's do that. And let's go to Patreon. Let's go to paypal.me/Lewis Schaffer while I go to the bathroom and I wash my face. He was a TV comedian. Thank you, Kermit. But we're learning everything. There are things I don't know, and we're learning about it. I've been censored, Lewis, canceled. Ian Bunker, well, you were censored. Didn't you come online as somebody else? I need to know who people are, Ian Bunker. Don't be sensitive. Who censored you, Ian Bunker? Lewis, you and James Nesbitt have something in common. You've both had a rose up your... Why was that? Was his wife named Rose? Is that true? Now I got to check that out. I'm going to check to see if it's true. James Nesbitt, Rose, wife. Let's just see. His name's Sonia, who he married for 19 years. They divorced. What is a rose? There. Oh, she's a very pretty wife. Also, we have that in common. Is it there? James Nesbitt, Bum Rose. James Nesbitt, Bum Rose. Yeah. Okay. I don't know about that. I liked him as a person. I don't even know if I've met him as a person. I just used to see him all the time. Buy me a cup of coffee. Thank you, Kermit. Buy me a cup of coffee. That's all you got to do. Let me see if that's here. No. It's nice. People, it's really, really nice. It's really nice. Buy me a cup of coffee. That would be nice. Don't make me ask for it. It's embarrassing. Okay, Greg Abbott loves a Barbie with a happy atmosphere. Is Greg Abbott, is he like the governor or the prime minister of Australia? I don't know. It's snedging time. What is snedging time? These are the words I don't understand. Let me see what snedging time is. You're making me look up. I just think it hurts the show, but snedging. What does it mean? Is a vulgar term used in Iceland and Australia, sniffing the snaddles of women's bicycle seats they have been sitting on for sexual gratification. Don't think I wouldn't. That's what snedging is. Did you guys know that? Do you think I would? Do you think I know that? Okay, I'll be back in a second. I'm leaving the screen on. Everybody, go to Twitter. That's also important. I never mention it, but go to Twitter. Lewis Schaffer. Can you go there? Can you see that? What happened to the X? Can you see that? Can you X? Can you see the X? At Lewis Schaffer at Twitter. Go to Twitter so you know what's happening. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you thumbs up. That's what liking is. Thank you, Ian Bunker. Just tipped a $5. Lewis is worth it. I bought him merch. I bought his merch at Grass Market for 15 quid. Brilliant. That is really, I love you. That is so nice. Okay, thank everybody. Thank Ian Bunker. Everybody go to Twitter. Make sure you're on Twitter. Okay. I had a bit of cheese. I don't know if I'm hungry or not. Kermit posted something in Discord. You guys got to get to Discord. I think it's amazing. It's amazing. I apologize for yesterday's show in Discord. Joe says this. Lorna says this. Kerry, I am weird and just know stuff. Lorna says, it's not weird to know stuff, but it's good to know stuff. I know stuff. I'm trying to know stuff. But if I don't know everything, you go, oh, you didn't know what a fact hunt was. You didn't know what a fact hunt was. But let's just say thank you. It was a T-shirt for Life. Life is Beautiful. No, it was like You Are Beautiful. That was the name of the show. Yeah, You Are Beautiful. It was where I kissed all the guys. I mean, I didn't kiss them on the lips. I I would like to kiss all the girls too, but you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't kiss all the girls. They don't like that. Hold on a second. I Googled snedging. I mean, it was a nice T-shirt. It was a nice T-shirt. I see you, Jimmy. Let's see. Did anyone see Gary Neville's tweet? Yes, I wrote it down. I mean, he's blaming people putting up a British flag for causing anti-Semites to kill Jews. I mean, that is a proper idiot. Sid Jack is my nephew. Okay, there you go. It's a small, small world. So we'll make sure we're on Twitter. Did we all go to Twitter? That's my dad there. That's Billy Burr. That's Patrice O'Neill. And that's me when I was 22. And there's my father's business card. I don't know where I got it. It's a bit sad. My father was a fat man. He was a fat man. Makes you weak. Fat makes you weak. It makes you weak and crazy. He's blaming the killing, this is what Caroline Cooper, the synagogue, by a guy called Jihad on people putting up Union Jacks. Those were great years. You gotta love the guy for bringing a lot of joy to the people of Manchester. Gary Neville and his brother. What was his brother's name? Aaron Neville. Is that a joke? What a moron. Yeah, he was a moron. But this is, where's he getting this from? They're all on the same hymn sheet. Like the right. It's all the right's problems. It's horrible. I'm teaching you, Lewis. You could teach me. Phil Neville. Yeah, Phil Neville. His brother isn't Aaron Neville. I was making a joke about that. I thought that was a good joke. John Finming mentioned me when I found God on Bob Slayer's GIF. When you performed, it did happen. John Fleming mentioned you when I found God on Bob Slayer. Yeah, Bob Slayer. Bob Slayer was a friend of mine, and then when I had my Me Too incident happened, he wasn't quite there for me. And John Fleming used to be a friend of mine too. And then when I came out against the COVID lies, he got really angry at me. He was like really believed that COVID stuff, and he thought all the nurses were doing such amazing things. Ian Bunker, good to see you. Well, we'll all catch up together. No way. I didn't think people even knew who. What? No way. Didn't think people know who was, which is largely held out here in the chat. What does that mean? Phil Neville? It was Gary Neville. Phil Neville is the brother of Gary Neville. That's why I made that joke. I thought it was a funny joke. Aaron Neville is a black guy from like Louisiana. So that's funny. John Fleming ate 3 Mars bars and 2 Red Bulls one night on the blunderbuss. That was the. I mean, you got to give him credit, Bob Slayer. Because he set up quite a few things. I haven't been up there in so many years. This is in Edinburgh, the Edinburgh Festival. So what should we do with Gary Neville? What should we do? Can we do anything with Gary Neville? Can anything be done? If people are going to be stupid, they're going to be stupid. Aaron Neville is the singer, yeah. I was making a joke. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was an all right joke. It wasn't a great joke. It wasn't, but it was a joke. People who are really smart and funny can make those jokes in a second. Aaron Neville. But it took me a second to think, wait a second, who is the Neville? Neville, Aaron. It took me a second. Takes away the funniness of it. But, the Neville brothers were amazing. But you have to be careful about which Neville brothers you're referring to. Well, the one who had the thing on the face, and he did a duet with. Who did he do a duet with? Aaron Neville duet. Aaron Neville duet. I don't know. Linda Ronstadt. That's right. I don't know much. What a great song. Oh my God. I don't know much. What a sad song. What a sad, sad song. I don't know much, but I know I love you. Well, I love you just the way. No, that's another song, but it's a similar song. I don't know much. Kermit, great song, really great song. You were brilliant at the night of the Malcolm Hardy Awards with that female Jewish comic, right? And Kate Copstick. I was so pissed. It was a good night. We used to go to that thing. I used to be invited in there, and then I got, you know, you get turned on basically. But I've had it, and if you've ever been Me Too'd, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. The Home Secretary is from a Pakistani family. She says that Islam is the premier thing in her life. Can she be loyal to this country and be fair to non-Muslims? Vatanai asks. And I See You answers. She says no. She says no. Well, can even English people be fair to this country when it looks so obvious that they hate it? Keir Starmer hates this country. He hates this country. I mean, you could understand the fear that people used to have amongst the Jews. Do they love being Jewish, or do they love this country? And they're not killing people. In the still of the night, was that them? I don't know. In the still of the night, but Linda Ronstadt was an amazing, amazing, amazing singer, and then she became a lefty too. So, but they all become lefties. They all become lefties. We're going to end the show a bit earlier tonight. I don't know when. When should we end the stream? When should we end the stream? It was a bit stressful for me, the beginning part of the show. I was expressing a lot of emotion and a lot of disappointment. So I don't know. You don't know. Well, Google, if you're watching this, everyone has access to Google. So Google Aaron Fleming. He sang a song with Linda Ronstadt. She was amazing. She discovered the Eagles, or whatever they were called, whether they're called the Eagles or Eagles. Eagles. I defended you quite rightly on the blunderbuss with some woke shithouse leather. And you were a good man. You are a good man in a fallen world. Thank you very much, Ian. I mean, yeah, it was nice. It was nice. It was nice. I mean, it was nice. I mean, Edinburgh's... I remember the women there. There were a couple of women who did not like me. They didn't like me. And there was a woman who did like me, and then she decided she didn't like me. And she told all of her friends what a horrible person I was. What a horrible person. All these politicians that are imported Muslims claim to be Muslims, but 99% lead sinful lifestyles or outright contradict the religion, because this is not Pakistan or Arabia, so we don't cater to. Blackadder says, yeah, there's a lot of that. A lot of that. I like Joan Rivers. I used to watch Joan Rivers in the play that she did over at the Arts Theater, or the Leicester Square Theater, actually. Linda Ronstadt was great. Was great. She was like half Spanish or something, growing up in Arizona or New Mexico or whatever she was. The far right are horrible. What are the far right horrible about? And am I far right? Do you think of me as far right? Is that when you were dancing in the nightclub, Lewis? That I don't know when that was. That was 2017. I mean, I don't know if it was that exact time, but I used to go there every single year up to Edinburgh. Every single year. I haven't been up there recently. I don't feel that there could be love. They could ban my show. I could have protesters there. I miss Edinburgh without you. And it's so expensive. Stuart Lee let Jerry Sadowitz hang in the wind. CUNT, says Ian Baker. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, how do you not know that Jerry Sadowitz is going to say something horrible, supposedly horrible? You have to stand with him. You have to stand with him. And Stuart Lee has said things that are supposedly horrible, I guess. You got to stand with the comedy. Linda Ronstadt had the Eagles as her backing band before they went out on their own. Yes, that is so true, Caroline Cooper. She discovered, is it the Eagles or is it Eagles? I love my country. I'm proud of our history. Our history was mean to some of us. Yeah, it was mean to some. Of course it's going to be mean. You can't win all the time. You can't win. You know, that's just the way it is. Vote Labor says, hello, brother. Where is Vote Labor? Has he joined the group here? The NA's, the mustache people were indeed terrible. Glad we're not them. Yeah, it would have been really bad if they had taken over the country. It would have been really bad. But you fought, and Britain was the only country to fight from day one to the last day of the war. So Britain should be proud. I'm not proud of Britain because I had nothing to do with it, but I'm proud to be living here. I'm proud that my children are English, or they call themselves English. You could do so much worse. Not only that, England is good. England is good. I'm an Anglophile. I wasn't an Anglophile in America. I mean, I'm against the royal family. You know, I'm against rich people with their snootiness. I'm against working class people with their snootiness. But there's so much good in this country. Hey, Lewis again. Sid here from Nova Scotia. How'd you manage to sound both completely unfiltered and oddly profound? Was that talent or just years of having an editor? I think unfiltered. I don't know if I'm unfiltered, but do I sound unfiltered? Do I sound profound? I'll take both. Those are really great compliments. That I want to be known as someone who just says stuff. And if it comes, because if you say stuff that you believe in, some people are going to agree with it. But if you sit there and say, what should I be telling people? What should I be telling people? Then it's not going to sound unfiltered. It's not unfiltered, and it's not going to sound profound. I've had it with the politicians in this country since I see you. We need a real commitment to British values. Yes, the English, Anglo-Saxons, Jutes values. We do need that. And Keir Starmer does not represent us. And I've said this many times before, and I should never say it because he's your king, but the King of England does not seem to represent this country. My dad was from Edinburgh, and he was truly an amazing man, yeah. And the Scottish people are great too. And to say they're not great is horrible. It's horrible. They would have canceled Malcolm Hardy had he lived. I saw his knob. It was quite a thing. You want to show yourself. This is what men do. We're not allowed to. I know what you mean. EDL hasn't existed in about 10 years, you fool. Vote Labor just can't get the words. Is he saying this? I don't see where he is saying this. Where is he? Is he on? Has he written something? There's Vote Labor over there. The far right. Vote Labor is saying the far right are horrible. I mean, I don't believe that to be true. They're saying we love our country, and it's their country. You know, it's like saying I'm going to get mad at a Muslim for saying he loves Allah. Well, you're supposed to. You're supposed to. I mean, should I take him off the chat? Vote Labor. Plenty of news about Jews being attacked too, or followed by hate marches from your side. Vote Labor. I'm not going to miss out on curry or kebab or a haircut at Top Doctor because you people don't like certain groups. Yeah, well, is that why you're having them here? We don't have top people in this country. Didn't this country invent penicillin and and all that other stuff? I don't think we need to import a top doctor from some shithole country. I shouldn't say that. I should not say that. I shouldn't say that. Should I block vote Labor? A kebab? Congratulations. You make a great kebab. I want to thank the people of Algeria for making a great kebab. Okay. That's like pathetic, really. You can't you cancel him. You don't have to. If he said I love you, Lewis, but I like a kebab. That's different than what he's doing, which is just trying to promote people to yell at him. That's my job, to make people yell at me. Okay? I vote Lib Dem to stop reform. Yeah. But I support reform because we need someone to stand up to these people. We need someone to not let them in the country. They don't do enough good because they deliver our kebabs, because they're doctors in a horrible medical system. Jihad What's-His-Face was a surgeon. He praised Hamas on October 7th. Yeah, that's really bad. And if you let anti-Semites into the country, okay, then you are anti-Semite. If you let them in, vote Labor. You used to be blamed for this. You used to be blamed for this shit show mess. I'm going to block him. No big deal. It's no big deal. I don't know much, but I know I love you. Just the way you are. That's what I'm saying. Can everybody like the thing? Can everybody subscribe? Can everybody... how many people... let me just see what's going on here. Let's see. What am I doing here? It's not here. Let me... the thing about hating Jews is, it's like what I said the other day, that somebody told me that the best thing, why are Jews so rich? Because they can never blame the Jews. There are 42 people watching this now. That's brilliant. And if you blame the Jews for your problem, you're basically telling the world you're a loser. You're telling the world you're a loser. And we don't want to be losers. We want to be winners. And that's what the Muslims do. There are 2 billion Muslims. There are 21 countries with majority Muslim rule, or maybe more. And there's only one country which has majority Jewish rule, and they've got only 8 million Jews. So 2 billion people are blaming 8 million for all of their problems. That is sad. That is absolutely sad. Okay, I'm coming back down here. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Kermit. Thank you, Kermit, for blocking him. Thank you very much for blocking him. Thank you for blocking him. Let me go back up here. What are we having for dinner? What should I have for dinner? I'm thinking about dinner. It's Sunday. It's exhausting. I'm exhausted. I went out before. I had a little bit of a walk, So I have not been totally sitting here the entire time. I picked up rubbish because I'm a great guy. What about an Israeli tour? I mean, if I was asked, I would do an Israeli tour to give those people support. I'm Israel High. I'm Israel High. You feel bad for the Palestinians, and you feel bad for the Muslims that they have to blame the Jews for all their problems. You know, you have to blame. Okay. Let's get back on track here. Okay. Yeah. They, when somebody hates you, you don't let him in. It's like Paul. He hates me. Why should I have him here if he hates me? That's the question. Bexley says block him. He's a troll. If you want to disagree with me, if you have a real question to ask me about the things that I know about, which is I know about Jews, I know about America, I know about being a man. If you want to ask me a question, they say, Lewis, I think you're this. Are you really this? Ed Davey is a pawn. The Greens have more chance. But you split the vote. It only helps us. Yes. Anyway, Labor is dead. The Labor Party is dead. You can't be in the middle. And they're sort of saying we're good to the Jews. They're not good to the Jews. So we like the English. We're waving the English flags. They're not waving the English flags. He's not waving the English flags. Ian Bunker says, come on, folks. That's what you say. Thank you very much, Ian Bunker. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. It's good to feel wanted. It's good to feel wanted. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say it's 6:30 now. We've had a 90-minute show. This show has been amazing. It's been amazing. What have we spoken about? We've spoken about Columbo, about favorite TV stars. What else have we spoken about? We've talked about yesterday's show, which was good. I think everybody has gotten in here, and it's good. We've had 40 or something. Let's see how many we've had. Before we go, can we all give Lewis Schaffer a thumbs up? It's free. Can we subscribe? That's also free. Can we go to Twitter? That's also free. Twitter is free. It's all free. It's all free. I'm free. Can we say thank you to people for saying that they hugged me and that they've seen me perform the stand-up comedy? That's really nice. Can I thank you for supporting the Jews? It's really easy in this world to go against the Jews because it looks bad in Israel. We've said nice things about Donald Trump. I thank you for that, and I love Donald Trump. Okay? You've seen me perform up there in Edinburgh. I want to thank you for that. So I think it's been this has not been the best show. I thought yesterday's show was one of the worst. And you've listened to me apologize to you, which I appreciate. I appreciate you. So let me thank everybody in the stream. Let me thank Lorna, Sid Jack. Let's see, who else? Lewis, Sid Jack, thank you. Russ, Alex Owen, I love you. I love you too. I love being told you love me. From the river to the park, Lewis will be free. Yeah, maybe not from the river, maybe from Cheltenham Road to the park. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. It's really brilliant. So I want to thank you very much. I want to thank Black Adder and basically and Joe and Joodles. I want to thank Joodles for coming in, and I want to thank Lucy for being Lucy. So it's been a good show. It's been a really, really good show. Maltese Phil, we've had 40 people watching this entire show. How great. I'm losing a bit of my energy, and I've said if my energy is flailing, I'm gonna go too. Everybody go to Discord and talk on Discord. Send each other personal messages. Arrange to meet. Ask questions. Ask me questions. I might come in and answer the questions. Maybe I'll come on the show later. Maybe I'll do a night show because the producer is not home, is not here today. It was great. We spoke about people that we saw, about our Northern Irish people that we saw. So that's brilliant. Ian Williams, Alan Williams too. I See You is a very pretty girl. Okay. We talked about the King. I'm not a supporter of the King. Maybe I should be because I'm just a visitor here. And you guys, a lot of you like the King. I don't think he supports this country enough. The King. And we don't even know what the new king will do. Maybe we don't know. We don't know. So that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Kermit has done a great job moderating the place. Okay? I mean, I don't believe in unfriending people, but if you're going to come in and you're here just to mess up the show, I don't need to see it. Am I wrong for that? I don't need to see that. I mean, I don't have to see it. But if you come on the show and say, Lewis, I love you, or Lewis, I love the people here and I just want to come in, and you don't have to love me. You can hate me. You can be angry at me. But you have to like the people here and you have to not want to mess up their show. Am I right for that? I think I am. I think I'm right for that. I think I'm right. I am. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye in 2 minutes. You guys have been amazing. We'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 because I've got to do the other show tomorrow. The other show. I'm going to have Paul on the show tomorrow, and I could tell him exactly what I'm thinking and see where we go from there. Maybe it's too many chances. Maybe it's not. Thank you. Daryl M., thank you very much. Gian Bastine says, sleep tight, Lewis. Thank you very much. I'm going to maybe cook. I've got a bit of lamb. Maybe I'll cook a bit of lamb for dinner. Maybe I'll just go lie down, go out later. I haven't had that many calories, and I'm losing a bit of weight, so I'm getting thin. Let's all be thin. You are thin. Let's all be thin and beautiful. Thin and beautiful. My father was not thin and beautiful, and I think it affected every aspect of his life, and he died a horrible death. Being thin is not that hard to avoid dying a horrible death. We're all going to die horrible deaths. We saw a picture of Clint Eastwood. It was a horrible, horrible death. Lamb, amazing. Lamb, it's not, it's not super, super expensive. I buy a piece of lamb. It probably costs me about 2 or 3 pounds for a meal. That's not that much. And I'll have it with eggs. I've already had 5 eggs. Did I have 5 eggs today? I have 5 eggs. What are you going to have for dinner? Is it time for dinner time? It's 6:30 right now. It's 6:30. Yeah, maybe I'll do a late night show if I feel like it. If I feel lonely and sad. I'm feeling lonely and sad. I had a friend of mine. She got really mad at me yesterday and today, and I'm feeling a bit sad. I have to say I'm sorry all the time. Yeah, lamb, you know what they call lamb? They call lamb land salmon because it's got so many omega-3s. It's so good for you. Land salmon. So cut off the carbs and eat the lamb. Eat the beef. Beef is brilliant. Gravy is amazing. But you only need gravy when the food is cooked. I want Chinese. Yes. Yeah, I'd like that. I'd like that. I'd like Chinese. Yes. Liz should stay over. She should. She could cook for me. I don't want anybody to cook for me. I would like to trust somebody who's preparing raw food for me. I mean, I do. He's not dead. Clint Eastwood is not dead. I want to try, I want to eat raw food. That's what I eat. That taste of lanolin. Is that true? Is that true? Lamb tastes bad in America. Does it really? Why does it taste bad? Lanolin is what keeps the wool fantastic, basically. Does lamb taste so good? I mean, what foods do I eat? I eat if you watch my YouTube page, basically what I eat all day long is beef and eggs with a little bit of butter with Parmesan cheese and an Oreo ice cream. That's what I eat. That's what I eat. That's what I eat. I don't eat much. I do eat much. I mean, yesterday I had 1,700 calories. Maybe I had more. That's not a lot. But I woke up today and I did not weigh 76.9, which would have made me much happier. It means I'm heading in the right direction. But I'm sort of stuck in this 77 thing. So I think that's really great. It's really, really great. People say it tastes gamey in the US. Not something I'd say about British and New Zealand lamb. Well, the thing is, lamb, you can't feed the lamb grains, so it has to be from the, whatchamacallit. Lanolin is great for hair. It's great for mosquito bites. It's really great, lanolin, I guess. I guess. It is. It is. I mean, it is great. Caroline Cooper, it is great. Lucy, yes, Kermit. A lot of Americans can't understand why people like it. Could it be, Lucy, that's got such flavor? And, I mean, we're so used to cooked food and putting gravy and stuff like that with, if you have lamb in America, you have to have mint sauce. Mint sauce. So maybe that's what it is. Your support means a lot to Lewis. Lewis Schaffer left this message for supporters. Thank you very much for the contribution. Alive is very important when streaming. Yeah, well, it's true. It keeps keeping me alive. It's feeding me. It's feeding me. My son's had a bad day because his phone broke, so he had to go buy a new phone. And he buys expensive phones. He's not like his father, who buys Moto G phones. He needs an iPhone. He's young. He needs an iPhone. He doesn't realize he's tall and good looking. He doesn't need to buy any of that stuff. Laugh out loud. Have to wait for the apple pie and custard. Ruben says, I love apple pie. I used to go and custard. I used to go eat it in Weatherspoons. It was good even then. I never really had custard as a kid. We didn't have apple pie and custard. But it's really good stuff. It's really, really good stuff. Totally brilliant. Okay, I don't want to say goodbye. I'll message you on Twitter if I'm going to do a late night live stream. I feel like I might. The show's gone on for almost 2 hours, so I'm going to just say goodbye to you. I'm going to say to you, I use Android. The iPhone is too expensive, says Alex. Yes. My daughter's phone broke. You would think someone had died. Yeah, that's not unusual. Same thing with me, too. Yeah. Kermit's got his song, got the Aaron Neville song. So we'll talk late night. If we do it late night, it'll probably be about from 11 to 12. But I'm not making any promises right now. But you have to make a promise to me. If maybe I don't know what promise you have to make to me. Press the thumbs up. How many thumbs up do we have? Go to Twitter and make sure we're all on Twitter. Go to Discord. Go to PayPal so you know that it's there. Go to what is it called? Patreon /Lewis Schaffer so you know that it's there. I'm not monetized. So you have to do that. Okay, so I'm going to press for everybody. I'm going to just say, where is this here? Okay, so I've said thank you to everybody If I've missed you, I'll see you tonight at 11. We'll do an hour maybe, or half an hour. We'll just do something. We'll say hello. If you want to join, you can join. A big round of applause for you. You've saved my life, you people. You've saved my life by being here, and I hope I've brought a little something to your lives. Okay? I don't know how to turn this thing off. I'm turning it off. We'll see you later.